Hey everybody, this is Halstead and Andrew McMillan with REH CPA. Today we want to talk about the SALT tax workaround for North Carolina. When we say SALT, we're talking about state and local taxation. And a good majority of us are able to deduct our state and local taxes on our individual tax return if we're doing itemized deductions. Several years ago, they put a limitation on the amount of state and local taxes that could be deducted. I believe they capped it at $10,000. But I've got Andrew McMillan here today to go around the SALT tax workaround for North Carolina. Andrew, can you talk to us a little bit about that?
So again, SALT stands for state and local tax, and a lot of small business owners have been limited on being able to deduct their state and local taxes because of this limitation that we've talked about. You're capped at $10,000 on your individual tax return on deducting your state and local taxes. But a lot of small business owners that have flow through of profit and business income that they got to pay taxes on at the individual level start to get limited by this deduction. So when the federal government came out with this cap in 2018, states since then have been trying to figure out their workaround, and North Carolina for 2022 has come out with their workaround. They do allow small business owners of S corporations and partnerships to pay the business tax at the business level. So essentially, you calculate whatever tax you are going to pay to North Carolina on account of your business income at the business level, and it can be deducted just like any other ordinary and necessary business expense. So you can take a federal tax deduction for that state income tax at the business level versus having to pay it at the individual level and potentially getting wrapped up into this SALT cap limit.
For taxpayers with a higher income, that could be a significant tax savings.
It is. It definitely is. So it's definitely something that you want to look at for your specific situation, because it's complicated. Like, it's not an easy, yes, everyone should do this. Just like with anything with taxes, there's usually some nuances to it, some complications to it, and you want to make sure that your situation gets looked at here.
So is this an election that has to be made every year, or is it like you make it one time, it's forever?
Yeah, so it's an every year election. So like if you make it for 2022, you don't automatically have to do it for 2023. So you can flip-flop, you can go back and forth every year. But again, there's some complications to it. So you do want to make sure that, like, for example, if you do want to do it for this year or for 2023, and you're going to pay this tax at the business level, now you have to, if you're one of those people who make estimated tax payments on the individual side, now you're probably going to want to adjust your North Carolina individual tax payments, to account for some of this tax now being paid at the business level. So if you make this election, pay it at the business level, you probably want to start making estimates now at the business level if you plan on doing that election again next year.
You definitely want to make those before year end if you want to take advantage of the tax deduction for this year to get it on the next tax return. There's definitely some complexities on determining whether or not you should do this, and it's really going to come down year to year, like what all happened within the business. There's a lot of things that come into play, like Section 179, bonus depreciation, how much income's being thrown off, just a lot of those things that require a lot of analysis. I know for our bookkeeping folks, people that are in our small business bookkeeping program, people who are in an annual maintenance program, we're automatically looking at this for them, and we're going to be reaching out to those clients. But for you business owners out there that we just do a tax return for, or maybe you're not a client yet, but you have some questions about this, I definitely recommend you give us a call so we can analyze your situation and see if it makes sense for you to actually make that election and pay that tax this year to get that tax deduction. So Andrew, I really appreciate you giving us an explanation on that. If you guys have any questions, just reach out and we'll help you out. Thanks.